Everyone say hello to our new AC unit, ACD2. Isn't he cool? Alright, and that's our cold open.
Yay!
I see what he did there. He's a cold open. You get it? You get it? You get it?
Hey everyone, welcome to Threshold. Heroes of the Fanged Coast. This is our series where we all have every week we have a different adventure set in the Fanged Coast region. Let's see what players we have with us this week.
Hi, my name is Pamela, and I am playing Christine Nostromo, a level 7 human fighter, level 1 paladin.
Hello, I'm Patrick, and I'm playing the level 7 rogue, Ka Kuru Ka, who is a bird person from the east.
Hey everybody, I'm Casey. I'm playing Clarion John, so level 8. Oh wait, no. Oh, okay. No, I am playing Gogana. Can I get... I am playing Gogana Doduntan, a level 6 barbarian of the Animalist tribe.
And I am Josh. I'm playing Asasic Shulan, a level 7 monk from Gigaplex.
Yeah.
I
Gigaplex.
say sick. Alrighty, that's everyone. So let's see. I guess last time, so it's been a little while since last time. Things have kind of settled down and everyone's sort of been going about their business. Is there anything anyone needs to mention that they've been doing in the interim? Great. So tell us where we're going today.
So today, boys and girls, we are going to the beautiful hot springs of Coastpass, or Coastpass, however you want to say it. We haven't quite decided. And Coastpass, for those of you who don't know, is kind of a cinch point in the Merrington region between the mountains and the coast. It is the only way in or out of it are through large doors that guard the pass.
Gates of the city.
The gates of the city. Coastpass is also known for its hot springs. It's kind of a resort town.
Cedarstrom Springs.
Cedarstrom
Springs.
And
as you'll remember last time, to feed the additional troops that were not troops, but the crusade that is living in the Chroma Rocks, you had to move some of the food out of Coastpass and send it over to Chroma.
Yes, I did. And then after that happened, Coastpass closed its city gates, and nobody has been able to move up or down the coast through Coastpass since.
Cranky.
So we are going to go and investigate as to why the city has closed its gates. As far as we know, it's because they're protesting because they don't have enough food. But, you know.
All right.
Food.
And you guys are the crack team that's been assembled.
SEAL Team 6.
Yeah.
SEAL Team 4.
Yes.
SEAL Team 4.
Actually, this is probably like the fightiest fight party we've ever had.
Oh, yeah. Fighter,
We got a couple of badasses.
barbarian, monk, rogue, yeah.
We're all martial.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
We're fighting something with spells, aren't we?
so
Someone's gonna bleed.
So, great. Any preparations before we go? Anyone?
No.
We're starting from Merrington.
Yeah. It's probably only like a few hours journey south.
Great. Well, Asasic is going to reach into the Merrington Giddy box and get the Lantern of Revealing.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah. That's a good thing. And Ka has also grabbed the oil of etherealness.
Okay, what little's left?
Yes, and as well, he's also managed to take the ever-smoking bottle off of Vel's hands.
Perfect. That is some good things. Gogana, you have...
I have my trusty
Perfect.
maul.
All right. Then in that case, we will depart. Are you guys going horseback, foot?
I mean, if it's a few hours, we might as well go on foot and
Great.
save us the trouble of having to board horses and food and
Perfect.
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Perfect.
You head to the south. It's a pretty bright and it's actually a cooler day. It's not a bright sunny day. And there's actually a sea fog that is starting to come in as we get more into the fall season, closer to winter. The fog starts to settle in, and it's actually the further south you get, it gets pretty thick. Fog has some things to remember with it. It means heavily obscured. So with heavy fog. In most areas, it's lightly obscured, so you have disadvantage on perception rolls or stuff that relies on sight. But in heavily obscured areas, when the fog really comes in, you're effectively blinded.
Oh, wow.
Yikes.
So,
Gotcha.
no perception.
Correct.
Got it. Cool. No perception.
As you guys get a little bit farther south, the fog really does start to come in. It's still an opaque fog. It's kind of patchy in places, but white, misty shapes move across the area. And actually, as you get closer and closer to Coastpass, it almost seems as if the color has completely drained out of the landscape as you get closer. There's an eerie silence in the air from normal animal life, and it's eerily quiet as you approach the city. You come. It's as you sort of walk up and approach it. The landscape narrows so that you're basically on the water, and then the mountains come up pretty close to maybe only like 1,000 yards or so, and the huge castle wall basically is built out of the mountains and goes all the way straight down to the ocean.
Oh, wow.
The big walls of Coastpass loom before you. There's a portcullis that's down, and again there's a eerie silence that plays over the whole place.
It's not like moat or drawbridge, right, or anything like that. No, it's
Just
just
the portcullis.
portcullis. Okay.
And the Pine Coast Road runs right through the city, so it's like road, and it's well traveled dirt.
Okay.
Did we pass anyone on the way?
No. Actually, you did pass some people on the way. In front, I should say, out in front of here, you see several like groups of people that have of travelers, and they have their wagons and stuff kind of parked. They've been waiting here for maybe a few days, waiting for the gates to open, trying to get south. So there's actually quite a buildup of traffic. A traveler approaches you. He looks like a simple peasant. He has a straw hat. And a white tunic and some brown pants, and he walks up to you guys and he says, "So, how about?" He sees your official arm. And he says, "So, my lady, how about opening these gates to letting us through?"
That is what I've come to do. So give me.
Any
a moment.
reason why the gates would be closed?
I can't think of one. No. I approach. I approach the gates. Is there like a like I don't want to say a speaker system, but is there like, unless like you just yell, do people just yell up and say open the gate? Okay. I guess then I will say, "This is Lady Demarin. I command you to open the gates immediately."
Your words echo up into the fog. You can't even actually see the top of the tower because of the fog. The wall just disappears up into white etherealness.
Okay.
Does there look like there's any way to climb around the wall, or is there a?
You could climb the walls themselves. They're certainly not inclimbable. It's sort of like rough stone. It would be difficult if there were people up there with hot oil, but
Can we see people?
Oh, are there people?
No.
No, you can't.
you can't see the top of the wall.
Okay,
Okay.
gotcha.
No one returns Christine's reply.
I'm gonna ask Christine. my lady, would you like me to try to climb to the top?
If it's not too difficult.
It is not. And Asasic, he finds a route. He looks up and tries to start making his way up.
Great, give me athletics.
Great. I love athletics. Does acrobatics work?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that what I think it is?
I think that's a 20.
That's a 20.
Great. You have no issue scaling to the top of the wall. You get up to the top, and as you climb, the people on the bottom disappear behind you, behind the layer of fog. You're up on the top of this tower, and it's like you're at the top of the world with just a sea of white below you. You look to either side, and you don't find anyone else up on this wall.
Is the top of the wall walkable?
Yes. There's battlements, and there's some towers every so often. It's built for defense and to have people up here.
Asasic's gonna shout down and say, there is no one here. I'm going to climb down the other side.
Is there a lever?
He looks around.
You don't see one up on the top.
I see no lever.
It's probably on the other side.
And he'll start making his way down the other side.
Great. Give me one more.
Okay. What am I looking for? Acrobatics.
22.
4, 5, 6, yeah, 20.
You
something.
reach the bottom, no problem. You get inside the town. You can kind of see this area of the entry gate to the Pine Coast Road. The city is, like outside, eerily quiet. You don't see a single person on the normally crowded road.
I approach the gate.
The
or
portcullis?
Yeah, and I'm trying to listen through.
You can see through.
I can
see
see
through the
through.
slats in
Okay.
it to the other
So
side.
can we see him?
Yeah, you
Okay.
see Isasic land on the
Okay.
other end.
Is it like is he like looking through like the slits or?
Yeah, it's like a portcullis, so he's looking through the holes.
And
like
my beak kind of pokes through a little bit.
I guess Asasic's close enough to the wall. He'll shout through. How do I open the gates?
Give me a perception check. Actually, give me investigation. This is an investigation.
Ooh.
I'm really gonna try to start using investigation more. That's my
That's
my goal.
10.
10. Yeah, you're able to find the lever.
Great.
It's pretty obvious.
He finds the lever and pulls it.
You pull it. It releases the counterweight, and the first of the two portcullis rises up. There's another one. You see a similar lever on the other side.
Is it like through the gates and stuff?
Yeah, you have to walk through the the depth of the gate with the murder holes above.
He does so and pulls that lever.
Excellent. You pull a lever. As you pull it, you sort of see above you almost like something pass through the murder holes, like pass above it, like just blackness for a second, but then it might just be fog. And you open the portcullis, and the gate rises.
If that was me, nope.
Does Asasic see this though? Like,
Yeah.
Does he actually catch it?
Yeah, you catch it, but you don't see what it is.
Okay. He might take mental note of that though.
All right.
All right, so I see the gate open, and I say, "All right, it's open. Come on!" And I kind of motion for.
As soon as the portcullis is open, and as they're saying this, you can see a lot of the people in their wagons starting to gather their stuff, like they're going to start moving in through the gate.
Okay. I have no reason to suspect that this town doesn't have people in it. So
Okay.
Yeah, come on in.
Great. They start moving through the gate, wagons and everything.
Maybe, I think as I see this, I'm just going to mention to Christine, lady, there seems to be no one in the town. It's quiet.
As you look now that you can see the town, you can see not too far in because again the fog sort of obscures everything after a certain distance, but you can see that the whole town seems to be empty as if all the people just vanished.
Okay. I'm going to turn to the man who talked to me. Did he seem like kind of like a leader of the whole group? No, he just seemed like a guy. Okay. I'm going to then turn to... How many wagons are there? Is it like 7 or is it like 2?
No, it's probably closer to like 10 or
Jesus,
15.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say... I want to make sure that everything is in order before you pass through. It would make me more comfortable if you stayed here until things are settled.
Give me a charisma check.
16.
You see some people, and the fog kind of has everyone a little creeped out, so they nod. Again, the town looks as if the color has been drained out of it. Quite literally, not just because of the fog, but almost like almost something a little bit more sinister. Maybe like painted signs and stuff that would normally be bright and colorful are dull hues, and everything seems to take on a sinister tint. Additionally, as you sort of walk inside, everyone give me what's everyone's passive perception?
13.
11.
12.
12. Okay.
Okay.
No.
Um,
10 plus your wisdom bonus.
Okay, I won't give that information then. But yeah, the color seems to have drained out. There's a couple of ways you can go from here. You can either continue to head south. You can see that there's like maybe a city square up in front of you, or there's a group of buildings off to the right, just kind of as you pass like a city block, right as you come in.
What time of day would it be if we could see the sun? Or?
It took you a few hours, so it would probably be. Give me a survival check.
Ooh. 12.
You know that it would probably be close to noon. It would probably be close to sunup.
Okay.
I asked the wagon train if they could actually wait outside the gates. It would make me feel more easy than having them inside.
Great. Give me you talk to the guy with the straw hat, and several other like family representatives have come up. You can see one guy, he's a little bit irate, and he says like, "Look, I have a whole thing of cucumbers. It's going to completely go bad if I don't get it through here. I'm going to lose my entire stock." So just give me another charisma check.
Yeah. Ka
13.
pulls his dagger and.
Can I do
in
this?
Christine's voice says, "Stay here."
You don't notice this happen until Ka says stay here. So
okay.
Ka, make an intimidation check. What did you get on your
13?
Okay.
Alright. Which one is that one? Oh no.
You have advantage on this.
Oh, okay.
Actually, because
They're
you
scared.
are a bird person.
That advantage.
Not good. Like an 8. Yeah.
Okay. The farmer kind of looks down at you, and most of the people say like, "Yeah, okay," but the guy with the cucumbers, he's like, "No, I'm going on through. I'll see you guys on the far side."
Sir, I would not recommend it.
He's gonna just actually move on right past you, unless you're going to take more.
Can
time
I
to-
try to does he have a horse? Can I try to grab the reins of the horse and...
Yeah, give
Pull
me
it
a.
back?
We'll do a handle animal contest.
All right. What's that? What's...
Handle animal is wisdom.
Oh,
Handling.
yay. 17.
Ooh, also 17.
Can my rank count as one?
No,
is he just gonna
Lord.
openly defy the lord of the land?
Yeah, he's
got cucumbers.
He's pissed off.
He's got
He's not
cucumbers.
smart. And people don't always make the smart choices.
Lady, maybe we can follow him instead. He's going into the town, and we plan to as well.
Very well.
He moves his cart, and his cart sort of like, as you guys are sort of gathering together, disappears into the fog. We'll see him soon.
Probably dead. All right, let's
Alright.
move on.
Be well. As he disappears.
So, as I said before, you can either continue on down this road into a square that's up above, or you see there's like there's a big tenement building off to your right, which would be like a dwelling, like an apartment, an ye olde apartment complex.
Okay.
Where do we go?
Well, I would try to find who's the mayor again. Do you remember?
Oh dear. I think it's Cedarstrom. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I think the first course of action would find Cedarstrom and figure out what's going on. Keep your guard up, though. I have a really uneasy feeling about this place right now.
The Gogana's belly tap, sort of, you can hear it echo out.
And actually, can I use... I don't want to say use my divine sense, but I mean, essentially, like, I guess because I've decided that my paladin abilities are not like spells; they're more of just kind of like either field medicine or it's
Sure.
like one of those feelings when you feel like somebody's behind you.
You want to assess your gut.
Yeah,
Great.
that's what it is.
You assess your gut, and you just sort of like get a vibe of the place, and you feel a very strong negative energy aura.
Okay.
Like it's undead, right?
Yeah.
You detect a very strong undead aura emanating throughout the town.
Okay.
Zombies? No.
I'm gonna take a deep breath of the fog, and I'm gonna try and sense. I'm gonna start chanting, and I'm casting Beast Sense.
Casting.
Beast Sense.
Oh.
So.
So you're detecting for like animals in the area.
Yeah.
This is very unusual. There is no sign of any animals within the region.
Wow.
The fog or bad presence has driven away the natural creatures of this area. This unsettles me.
Okay, let's head towards the center of town and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I follow you.
You walk past the tenement building. You come to a little area called Pine Coast, which was Pine Coast Square. There is it's a fairly open square. Everyone has above 10 for their passive perception.
Mm-hmm.
So you come in and it looks like it was maybe once a market, a marketplace, but it's completely empty. All the stalls and everything are still right in their spot where they would normally be, but the food that would be in them, which would normally be fresh and appetizing, is totally rotten. As you guys walk in. You look around and you see like there's coins and gold pieces that are just sitting like strewn about on the floor as if people just dropped them where they stood.
Can I use an investigation check to kind of figure out if it was like in a mad rush or
was
if it
there
was like
turmoil?
absent-mindedly?
Absolutely.
Or
Everyone can kind of. You guys are going to inspect the square and kind of.
Yeah.
Everyone, give me investigate or
15.
survival.
15.
I'm specifically looking at the
20.
the fruit and vegetables to assess how long
Great.
it has been.
14, 20.
15.
So those do an investigation check just around in the area. You determine that it doesn't look like footprints sort of go anywhere. It doesn't look like there was a mad rush or some kind of cataclysmic event. It looks like people were just milling about their business and then all of a sudden they were gone. You also detect the wagon trail that has moved through this through the square very recently. Gogana, looking at the vegetables, you determine that there may be 2 to 3 days, 2 to 3 days
Rotten. Okay.
around the time when the gates closed.
I'm gonna start like collecting some of the gold and
Perfect.
platinum on the ground.
You find it's not. How long do you want to? If you want to pick up every coin,
No, I just like.
Then you look for some fancy ones. And you maybe collect 30 gold pieces.
Do I see like a residential house somewhere, like the mayor's house?
The tenements that you pass, but not in this square. There's maybe like shopkeeper areas above many of these little shops and houses, but nothing that looks mayoral.
Okay.
I'm flicking around
Yeah.
one of the gold pieces.
As you flick the gold piece, ting! Bing. It's like super loud. Ting!
I'm gonna, I don't know, peek around a corner or head deeper in.
Okay. From here, the main choice would be probably to continue to go
Follow the wagon
south
trail?
along the road. Would be there's some maybe small alleys off to the side, but the main route would be to continue to go south.
I guess I'll follow.
Yeah.
You need to press on to find where these people went.
Yes. Let's keep moving. Ka, stop it, please. It's really unsettling.
Bing, and then like it just falls to the ground.
Spins.
If it were the movie, we would pan out, and then you'd see the coin fall and be like a tails. It's like, oh, spooky.
Everyone, give me a wisdom save.
Oh boy, 11.
Oh boy, here we go.
That's my good
You
one.
gotta get me there.
What do I do?
8.
Ooh,
17.
13.
Gogana. As you're walking about, the stuff starts to add up in your head. The animals being gone, the overwhelming presence, the mysterious circumstances, the fog. You start to feel a little apathetic, and you get the feeling, and you start to believe that you can't make a difference. It's a overwhelming apathy, and that gives you disadvantage on death saving throws and initiative checks.
Oh God.
You sort of lost your
Will, yeah.
And if we were using the flaw, like the flaws or what you saw on the side there, you would gain, I don't believe I can make a difference. Sort of this crushing despair settles over you.
I feel there's nothing more we can do here.
Well, we have to open the gates from the other side anyway.
But that won't bring the people back.
Not the ones here, but it'll bring new people and it'll bring new life.
More people to die.
As you guys are walking this, you continue on down the Pine Coast Road. There's a path. You can see a couple of places. There's a pretty big alley that you could head down, or there's another sort of side road off to the side, which looks like it leads to another the entrance to Cedarstrom Springs, the hot springs sort of resort at the end. You can see the large hotel. It's a very opulent building sort of at the far end. However, in this fog and this light, it maybe looks a little bit creepier rather than opulent and beautiful.
Down the alleyway, what's at the end of it? Is it
You
just
can
like
go down and have a look.
Okay, I'm gonna go down the alleyway.
Follow her.
I say Gogana.
I will be here.
There's lady, while you are walking, while you're going this way, may I scout forward?
Yes, be careful though.
And is this gonna dash off?
Great. So I'll get to Isasic in a second. Gogana, you're just like staying put on the road. You're
Yeah,
not going
I'm
to go
just
down the
sitting
side
there.
alley.
As we part from him, I give him a pat on the shoulder, and then I make the chest thumping noise with my mouth.
Gogana, make another will save.
8.
Okay. So you, Christine and Ka, you guys head down this alley, and as you get to the end, you can kind of see where it's sort of at an odd angle, sort of like almost kitty corner. You can see that there's a wrought iron fence at the end that looks into a graveyard. This is like the corner. You get the feeling that the graveyard is pretty large, but this is like sort of a weird side angle where you can just barely see into it between two buildings.
Okay.
You get to the edge and you can look through the fence if you'd like.
Yeah.
I'll look through the fence.
Ka sticks his head through the fence, and you see the inside. It looks like a just a nice graveyard. It's 3 tiers you can see, so it's very large. It like it's up into the mountains. You can see there's like a little lake, a little water feature in the middle with a fountain depicting a soul leaving a body, and like little small headstones kind of throughout as you see larger and larger tombs as it disappears back into the fog as you go up levels.
Is the gate open?
You're not at the gate.
Oh, it's
You're
just
sort of-
like a fence.
Yeah.
We can look through it. Okay.
You could, I guess, climb the fence.
Yeah,
But it looks
my full
like
plate.
the-
I'll just get on that. I'm going to. Is that where the alley ends?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't see anything through the thick fog. I can't see like any like will-o-wisps or lights or things like that.
Give me perception.
3.
Spooky.
No.
Okay.
I look at her, and then in my Scottishy voice of
Belly drum.
belly drum, I just go empty.
Yeah. Some people believe that there's a necromancer or something that if his tomb is disturbed, he would wreak havoc on the area. They also think that the helmet that we found was buried here, but obviously that's not true. Hopefully it's just a story.
I say sick. Give me a perception check.
Okay. A perception check. Ooh. 14.
You hear the sound of something like slamming off to one of the sides. Some loud crashes off down a small alley as you're running down the road.
What kind of crashes? Does it sound like wood snapping or like more like?
It sounds like something banging against something else.
He's gonna freeze and huddle up to the closest corner, and he's going to stealthily approach it.
Great. Give me stealth.
Great. Okay.
Are we close to the coast?
Yeah.
17.
Yeah. Like
This is a sea fog.
right
Okay.
on it.
Well,
Actually,
supernatural
it's
sea fog.
20.
Okay, so you stealth over that direction. You approach. It looks like it's maybe coming from a like the inside of a small shop, like a. Let's see, what kind of shop is it? It's a hat.
Haberdashery.
It's a haberdashery.
Ooh.
It's a little haberdashery, and it you can kind of see the hats on the inside, and it sounds like the slamming was coming from within there.
Are there windows?
Yeah, there's a window in the front.
Can he peer into the window?
Yeah, give me perception.
Okay.
Looking in there.
19. Yes.
You look inside and you can see there's a back door, and it's sort of slamming in the wind.
It's just the wind.
It's just the wind.
Ooh. He's gonna make his way around the back.
Okay. You head around. You kind of have to go kind of around a block to get to the back alley behind the building. And you get back there, and you can see that there is the back door, and it's slamming up against the alley.
He stealthily makes his way in.
Okay. You're inside. It looks like what it did from your view from the street. There's an eerie silence, but the fog hasn't penetrated in here, so it's actually kind of a relief to get out of it. There's lots of hats. All the hats are untouched and unmolested, as if the shop owner could come back at any moment and open up shop.
How, is it dark and dim? Kind of.
Yeah, it's pretty dark because the sun is covered by the fog.
He's going. There's no sound again. He's going to light the lantern of revealing.
Okay.
Just being his only light source.
You light it up and you shine your light in there, and nothing. It cuts through the fog pretty well, but nothing interesting or new is revealed.
Okay. He caps the lantern and makes his way back to the street.
I go to the edge of the coast and just look.
So walking out that way will take you closer to the. Will take you up to the gate of the hot springs, of the big place that I described a minute. Here's the here's the map of the town.
Okay.
Oh.
So you guys are in this alleyway here in this corner.
Okay.
And you went up this way to this corner. So you're in this alleyway in the corner. You go, and this is sort of where that branch off is. To get to the coast, you come over here to the hot springs. I say, you're down a little bit more this way. So you want to head out more towards the.
Yeah, I want to go to the coast.
Beautiful.
Are we on a cliff or is it like? Would
It's
it be
a cliff.
beach? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You head out towards the hot springs, and you sort of walk over to the side. There's a big iron fence that runs along the whole place, but you walk kind of a little bit more north into the side, and you are at the coast. The ocean is particularly gray as the crashing of the waves.
How far down is it?
Hit up against the side. It's maybe probably like 20 feet.
Okay. Into the water?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna kick rocks and.
Go down and,
Just maybe like your hands in your pockets.
Yeah, hands in pockets. We're just like.
go down and kicks rocks, and they fall down and sort of disappear silently into the ocean and the fog. Are you guys coming back?
Yeah.
You meet up with Isasic. You guys join back. You can see Gogana standing off by the entrance to the hot spring.
Okay. I am going to head out to Gogana, and I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulders, like, "You doing okay?"
We can't make a difference here.
Look, I know that maybe it's the weather, maybe it's just kind of creepy right now, but just don't give up hope. There's always something you can do. No matter how small it is, you can always do something. Okay? You kind of smile at him. And
Gogana, give me another wisdom saving throw.
12.
You feel better. The apathy drifts away, and you shake off the heavy cloud that was over you.
I appreciate what you did, Mr. Marin. I hope that I hope to help in whatever way I can.
good. See? Just a little smile and telling you everything's going to be okay. That makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure does.
I approach Isaac and just kind of give him a look, like, see anything?
Isaac interprets this as a hunch, no, there's nothing. No one is down that way. We could go further south, but the town appears empty.
Is the gate to the hot springs locked?
Mm-hmm. You try it. It is locked.
Okay.
All right.
You can see in this area, there's a couple ways you could go. You could go a little more north. There's a little square to the north. It's called Adler Square. sort of beyond that, you can see the steam coming up from the hot springs, which like within the fog just gives it like this. So there's these white jets billowing up. There's 3 buildings, 3 or 4 buildings. There's several like smaller ones, which are more like the sauna hot springs. They're built like over openings. And then there's a large hotel and sort of like a larger building out to the back. You can kind of see this all from the gate.
How tall are the gate walls?
Not very tall. Maybe only like 8 feet. You know, like it's that wrought iron sort of.
So you can see right through them. They're okay. Gotcha.
I kick my totem up from like a downward position up into. I size it up and look at the gate.
Great. Give me a strength check.
18.
Great, that's enough. You knock through the gate and it opens up.
I pull out my lockpick and look at Gurhan and be like,
What are you doing?
I figure we need to get in. I apologize for the gate.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay. Well, I guess since it's open, we might as well go in, right? I lead the way.
So there is the lodge, which is in front of you, the Cedarstrom Lodge, and then the different hot springs areas within there. There's sort of like grounds between them, like nice gardens and stuff. That's very peaceful to walk through. This is a resort, but again, the heavy fog casts this sort of shade over the whole thing. There's a lot of interesting corners and bizarre-shaped bushes that peek out of every inch of the white mist.
Okay.
I put my hand in one to see if it's still warm.
The pools?
The
pools,
hot spring pools. You feel the steam, and it's still very hot, still piping hot. It feels real good, and the steam is still kicking up.
Are there signs of people like just up and left here?
Are you going inside the lodge, or you're still exploring the grounds?
I'm gonna head into the lodge.
You head into the lodge. The entryway doors just open up, no problem. Inside, there's a huge main entryway. You see that it branches into different rooms. It's a hotel for staying and relaxing. You can see a dining room through a set of double doors in the front, and there's also a massage parlor further in. It looks like if someone walked around the corner that it would be totally open for business, so this could maybe be their slow season. There doesn't seem to be any damage to anything. It looks fairly pristine.
Okay. It doesn't look like how in the market there were like the spilled coins or upturned carts or there's nothing like that of the sort. It looks like just everything's normal except for there's no people.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. 20. Unnatural.
You find a small letter that over on one of the tables. It looks like someone was writing. It's very simply, it's addressed to someone in Sheraton, basically saying what a lovely time they're having, and they've been here a couple of days. It's really wonderful. We really think you should. And the letter stops mid-sentence.
Is there a pen next to it?
Yeah, there's a pen and some ink and a small little. You can see where the pen has sort of dripped its ink onto the table, as if someone just set it down and walked away.
Okay. I wish Val was here. I feel like there's magic or something. Just all right. Muzz.
What does your gut tell you about? Where does it point you?
Well, I don't know, based on my feeling, I feel like, I don't know, maybe maybe either following the cart and making sure he's okay, the crazy old man, or to the cemetery.
Our mission was the gate.
Yeah. Our mission is also to make sure it's safe. And I don't know about you, but I'm uneasy. And I wouldn't want my people being here right now. So I think we should go find the man, get him through the gate, and then figure out what's going on, even if we have to close the pass or personally walk through every cart that comes through here until we figure this out.
Yes.
Let us find the abstinent one.
So we're going to go back and find the tracks.
There's a couple of ways you can go. You can either look in the little hot springs. There's a square to the north of you, and there's also an alleyway you can get to by traveling to the south, or you can go back to the main road.
While they're investigating and like the note and stuff, Stacey's gonna make his way to the just through the little huts.
Okay.
And glance through.
Yeah, I'd like to investigate the hot springs.
Perfect. You sort of look into the little hot springs. Again, heavy steam billows from underneath. There's just there's nothing really too interesting. It looks like towels were hung up, like maybe people were, like they were folded close by as if someone was ready to grab them at any moment, but then they just left it behind.
I get in.
You lower yourself into the hot springs, and it feels good. It's very warm. It on this cold, humid day, it sort of warms you up a little bit because it's pretty chilly and nippy out there. So it feels good, and it warms your soul. Warms your soul a little bit.
Kyle looks at the water and kind of gives a bit of a look of disgust because he's not ready to go back in the water yet.
It is nice to say sick.
No, thank you, my friend.
More for me, and I like move the bottles.
Some bubbles.
Right,
I wasn't
You
gonna
like
say it, but
yourself.
yeah. Are we ready to head back? Are you done swimming?
It wasn't much of a swim. It was more of a. Yeah, I'm done.
Yogana climbs out and uses one of the towels that someone had set
of the
close
towels.
by. Two of the towels.
It's time to go.
Pats himself off. Lovely. So, which way?
I'm gonna head back towards the wagon tracks.
Okay, back towards the main Pine Coast Road. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, I'll follow you.
Everyone else?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
We haven't heard any like disturbance or anything, right? Because
No.
it's so like the fog's so muffling.
No. You continue down. You see the entrance. You see a alley to go down. Not an alley, but a side road to go down, which will lead to the entrance to the cemetery. Or you can continue going south towards the gate to the Square of Fates, which is it's a square, and there's 3 statues to each of the Fates. It's like the gods. So there's a Nara statue with her book, a Dika statue with her giant triangle pyramid, and a Meta statue with him like just kind of smiling there. The two sisters and their brother. They have each a statue in the square. You can kind of see that to the south.
Where are the tracks headed?
They head south.
I'm gonna follow the tracks.
Great. You head into the Square of the Fates. Like I said, there's a statue to each of the 3 gods. This market looks like it was left in a hurry. More food that's kind of littered about, coins scattered about the area. And then south, just beyond that, you can see the road just travels a little bit further to the other gate, to the other portcullis, where the
I shoot Caw a dirty look.
everyone's startled a little bit. And yeah, like I said, there's like just a little bit more road than with the buildings beyond this square to reach the gate, which is just out of your view of the fog.
Okay, can I see the cart or the cart tracks?
You can see the cart as it looks like it's parked in front of the portcullis. just to the south of you, and you can see the guy moving over towards the lever. He's going to just try to do it himself to open the gate from this side.
Okay. I'm gonna head towards him. What's his name? Do we catch it?
You didn't catch it. You didn't ask.
Cool. Great. So as he's pulling out, I was like, "Do you need any help?"
You see him as you come up. He just gets it and it raises up. And you go, he says, "Nope, I made it just fine through myself. Thank you very much."
Good.
He moves to the next one and he pulls the lever again. It's a loud sound of these portcullises going up, and you guys hear it all the way back. And he walks back to his cart and he says, "Well, I think I'll continue on. Looks like there's safe passage." And he whips his horse into shape, and he heads on through unless you plan to stop him.
I'm gonna let him go through.
No, stop. Okay. He
I just want him out of here.
he heads out. He heads out to the other side.
Okay.
And you can see people on the other side coming out, and they're like, "All right, it's open, finally."
I'm going to, before they go through, it's like, hang on. We just want to make sure that every inch of the town's explored and deemed safe before.
Safe? What's going on? Yeah, what's happening? Give me a charisma check.
Okay. 14.
Okay. Everyone kind of settles down, and again, like, this is creepy vibe.
Mm-hmm.
No one's impatient enough to go on through, so they let you
Okay.
go about your business.
I will close the outer portcullis.
Okay.
Just for safety, in case there is something. I don't want any of you injured or harmed. So please stay here and wait until we return and say it's safe.
You hear a lot of like, yes, buddy, yes.
Okay.
You got it, you betcha.
Okay. So I think now, I'm going to head to the cemetery. It's kind of the only place, I guess, left unexplored.
Great. Now there's a couple alleys,
Okay.
and some squares you guys haven't looked at, but
Well, what's
cemetery's a big
closer?
one.
Is it the closest?
No, the closest is to go from the Square of Fates, then off to the east towards the coast. There's another little alleyway there that you could go down, another like side road.
Okay. I'm gonna just start going down. Like, I want to just cover every inch of this place because it's clearly there's something.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna comb through. Maybe we'll find somebody. Maybe we'll find some more clues. Just
Yeah, I stick by our side.
making sure that we're sweeping the area.
So you head down the alleyway, which is sort of the first thing that you would get to. Everyone make a dex save.
Oh no. Is it a spell or harmful effect?
It's a harmful effect. I wouldn't say it's a spell.
Okay.
Just
12.
dex.
Just dex.
Then I had my shield's AC.
21.
18.
12.
18.
Great. Everyone, you hear up above the sound of tile scraping on tile and some roofing material up above you just kind of like schlups off the side of the building and comes plummeting towards you guys. You are all able to dodge out of the way as the pottery cracks and explodes outward. Just some loose tile. Yeah, you want to look up that direction?
Yeah.
Nothing. Just the top of the building. As far as you can tell, probably just some loose tile.
Okay.
Are fogs like this normal for this area?
Yes and no. They can be thicker, but they usually burn off. This one isn't. So, normal, but this is abnormal. I keep walking down the alleyway.
Great. You turn the corner, and you come to a tiny square. It's kind of like a tucked back alley. It looks like this place might be used for like some maybe nefarious deals or some thieves' cant stuff. You see a little there's one little shop that catches your eye with a door that is kind of like ajar, and it says apothecary on the outside. It's got the little pestle mortar on the sign.
I head towards it.
Great. You kind of look inside. It looks like a little apothecary shop. Again, nothing's amiss. Nothing is too askew. There are mostly there's like some bottles, some vials, and some scrolls that are sitting out that might look interesting. But nothing looks amiss from what a normal apothecary shop would be.
Okay. I step out and I close the door.
Did anyone want to like look around at anything in there?
I want to investigate the vials and things.
You see several potions that are little greenish tinted potions, as well as a few scrolls that look to be like magical spell scrolls.
Are any of them marked?
The potions are marked on a little sign that says "Potions of Healing," and the scrolls are not. They're just sort of loose.
I'm gonna try to pocket them without Christine.
Great. Give me a sleight of hand. Christine, go ahead and make a perception check.
16.
19.
Great. You pocket them without Christine noticing. Yeah. You pocket all of it, the potions and...
Well, I mean, I want to... As much as I can, I guess.
Okay, yeah. It's 3 potions of healing and then 3 scrolls, which you'll have to have someone who knows that kind of stuff look at them.
Okay. Cool.
A transmodavant Terracolarius type.
Yeah, one of those.
Excellent.
All right. Great. Then I'm going to head back onto the main road and down the next alleyway.
The next alleyway would be the entrance to the cemetery.
Okay, I go that way.
You all arrive at the gates of the cemetery. It's a graveyard entrance. It's again the wrought iron gate. There's a gate. It looks locked, and you can see that there are 3 tiers of graves that sort of disappear back into the space.
Okay. I gesture at Khan and go, "Your skills. I don't think we should break down this gate as well."
Yeah, I approached the gate to try and pick a lock.
Great. Give me sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Or no,
it's just
your thieves' tools proficiency.
Yeah, it's just.
Look at that! I'm learning.
Yeah. 14.
Great, that's enough. You pick it open, and the gate creaks open. Maybe make a con save.
Oh boy.
Goody.
21. Oh, sorry, not 20.
Ooh.
Natural 1.
11.
15.
Unnatural 20.
The smell of death just like emanates suddenly, even though the gate wouldn't have blocked the smell. It just suddenly comes upon you, and this feeling of terror washes over you guys. Ka and Gogana, you guys are poisoned for the next 10 minutes. So that's disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Okay.
As you're just sort of nauseated. Oh wait, is there nauseated? No, there's not nauseated anymore. You're just sickened by the smell.
How thick is the fog in the cemetery? Like, how far can we see?
You can maybe see up. You can see that there's a 3rd level, but you can't see anything in it. You can maybe only see vague shapes.
Okay.
Everyone give me an investigate check.
Natural 20.
I will forego my investigation to vomit.
18.
Natural 20.
18.
Nine.
Okay. Isaiah and Christine, as you guys are looking about, you notice an interesting set of footprints that sort of seem to be wandering around in the graveyard that carry on for a little bit. You pick up the trail and they carry on for a moment before suddenly stopping. They just stop right in the middle, and then there's nothing. And the prints aren't human.
When we smelled the smell of death, I'm gonna pull out my sword at this point.
Okay.
What do the prints look like? Can you describe them? How not human do they look?
They
Like
look
3 toes
almost,
or like-
they look almost human.
Okay.
Like they would almost be human, but there's something about them that looks like unsettlingly inhuman. Like maybe like something pretending to have a human foot.
Isaiah calls to the other two. Come. I found something. It's very strange.
Or, I'll catch up.
Do either of you recognize?
Can I check what I make? Nature?
It would be a nature.
Okay.
While he's doing that,
Yes,
is there... Oh,
No, go ahead.
while he's doing that, I am going to pick up a rock from the ground, and where I see the footprints just end, can I kind of like toss the rock and like in that direction and see
Sure.
if it disappears or if it...
And you throw a rock at it, and it just continues on.
Okay.
15?
15. You don't know what they are, but you know for sure that they're not animal. There's something very unnatural about them. So they don't match any of the prints you've seen, and again, there's something about the gait that unsettles you.
Ugana, do you recognize?
This is no natural footprint that I've seen. So the length of stride puts this thing unnaturally.
7 feet tall.
Yeah,
Oh,
taller than I am,
what?
and the weight, the depth of the footprint it's too deep. It doesn't.
Okay, well, be on your guard. I feel like we're getting close to our answer here. Christina's going to warily just start walking, kind of like sword first, walking forward. Can she see like anything on the third tier?
No. You can maybe see a few tall spires poking out of the top
Okay,
from
like,
something large,
like-
from a large structure.
They're not catacombs. What are they? Tombs?
Mausoleums.
Mausoleum, that's it. It looks like a giant mausoleum.
Yes.
Okay. And I know that's Pasner's, right?
Yeah. It would be safe to say it is Pasner's tomb.
Okay. Yeah. Gonna walk. Let's see how this goes.
Everyone else following?
Yeah.
Yes.
Slowly.
Give
but
me a
surely.
moment.
Okay. Can I wait until
Yeah.
he's feeling better?
You guys hang out here at the entrance to the graveyard until Ka and Gogana are feeling better.
Actually, I'm gonna push forward while I'm waiting.
Okay. You're gonna go a little forward.
Yeah. I'll look ahead.
Good
Just
good
give it a
plan.
Watch yourself.
And he's going to stealthily
Give me
creep
stealth.
forward. Gotcha. Ooh. 15?
Give me a will save.
Will save. Where is... nat 20.
as you're creeping along, you head into the graveyard and you walk past some of the rows, and you see through the fog a very like tall, thin, like 7-8 foot tall, thin shape moving about in the fog before you. But then you take a closer look at it, and it's just trees and branches.
Did it look like it was moving before?
It did, for a moment, but then you look around and realize, oh, it's just a tree and some other limbs.
Sasic's going to creep back toward them.
You head back.
And are you guys still?
You feel better.
Okay.
It was momentary and has passed.
I do not understand that there was something there. I saw something moving in the fog, but then it was nothing. My eyes were tricking me.
Alright.
I think it's something more than just what we can see.
It looked tall.
Like what Gogan described?
It was only for a moment, but maybe.
Was the gate to the lair locked?
There's no gate, it's just a staircase that goes up.
Okay.
Okay. Alright.
Perhaps keep that lantern handy.
Yes. On those words, Sasik pulls out the lantern of revealing and lights it.
The light shines out, and you lead the way as you guys continue on further into the space. You head up the small set of stone stairs as it sort of weaves amongst the small headstones up to the second level, which is full of slightly larger headstones, and you get a few small mausoleums, some of the small, maybe wealthier families. Everyone, does anyone have above a DC 15 passive perception?
No.
No. Okay.
No. No.
Then everyone give me a perception check if you guys are looking around with the lantern.
18.
That's
Wow.
20.
6.
I would love this.
5.
Okay.
Okay.
I say, you see it first. You see a little glint off the lantern, and you see down by one of the gravestones, there's a small silver raven pendant, not Jamie's silver raven pendant,
Yeah.
but a similar make. when I wrote that, I thought, oh, I better put in parentheses, not Jamie's. Everyone's gonna freak out.
He leans back and says, "There's something ahead. It's small, shimmering," and he makes his way toward it.
Great. It's a small raven, little silver raven.
Yeah. He picks it up and shows Christine.
Not Jamie.
Not
Christina's going to take it and look at it. Does it have any markings, or just look like a?
It just looks like a little model of a raven. Its wings are spread outward. It looks like it maybe would have been maybe part to a clasp or on some ceremonial piece of something at some point.
Where did you find this?
Was it just on the ground? Steven?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a glint from the lantern.
Were there any footsteps near it? Footprints.
He shines the lantern back to where the pendant was on the ground.
Nothing illuminates. It doesn't seem that there's any footprints or anything of too much note.
Got it.
There's quite a bit of footprints on these paths from people traversing, more or less. It looks like the pendant may have at one point been left in front of a grave as a little memento or something.
Okay. Alright, then Christina's going to put it back on the tomb that it was laid on as a memento.
What's the name?
The name is Tockle.
Okay.
Todd Tockle.
Talk.
Okay. Yay, names. All right. Then with that, Christine's gonna turn around and say, "All right, let's keep going."
So what's everyone's marching order?
I'll be first with the lantern.
I'll probably be either right if it's single file, then
You
I'll
don't
be
have
right
to do
behind.
single file.
Then I'll be right next to him.
Yeah, I'm up front.
Yeah, probably last.
So it's like a human wall of
Yep.
it's a human wall of shields,
And then Ka.
or it's really this small sort of wiry gigaplation with a huge armored and refrigerator on either side, with then Ka sort of keeping lookout in back. I like that. Wonderful. So you come up to the top, and you arrive. You can see that sort of this area looks to be the oldest part of the graveyard. There's much larger tombs here from maybe a time where things were ornate. But dominating the center is a very large entrance to a tomb that goes back into the mountains. And it's clearly labeled as Pasner's tomb. The entrance to it is sealed with a big rock. There's lots of spires that come up about it, and it's very ornate. Christine, give me a history check. Does anyone else have proficiency in history?
Religion.
15.
Religion.
Okay. We'll go with a 15 history. And Christine can tell this to everyone else. Pasner was once a necromancer that once held some sway over this area, like before the kingdoms were well established. Sort of in the early settling, he had this area and ruled over this small region with a pretty brutal fist until Demaran ancestors, actually Autolycus II, so the second ever Demaran, went down with an army and actually killed him. And then he was buried in this tomb he was building for himself. The tomb was then sealed and has been, as far as you know, untouched. Everyone want to give me investigate? If we're going to investigate this tomb.
Yeah.
Yes. 8.
10.
15.
24.
Ka, as you approach it, you look at the big stone that's sealing the front. It looks like it was carved, but more interesting, you notice that there's a fracture that runs all the way through. Actually, several fractures. Now that you get up close, as if the whole thing was broken at one point in time, maybe smashed to pieces. And actually, with the 23, you can tell it was smashed to pieces from the outside, but then it was glued back together. Or not glued, but reassembled to sit in front.
I start to like rub my little talons like over the cracks to sort of like point them out to everybody, and then I start like making motions.
Christine's startled by the sound of nails on a chalkboard.
Oh yeah.
And I go over, it's like, what did you find? And I start looking, do I see all the cracks? And
once Ka points them out, I say sick, you as well are noticing that, and once they're pointed out, they become, you can see them once they're pointed out to you.
Okay.
How heavy is this statue?
It's a big stone slab. It's very heavy. It would be you would be pretty hopeless to move it without a bunch of strong people. You'd have to probably smash it open.
Do we wish to break our way in?
Well, can we... Kyle, do you know how recently it was fractured? Can you figure that out?
I don't know. Could I?
Another investigation.
Like, was it recent? Was
14.
Okay, that would be pretty hard. So,
Yeah.
so no, you can't tell how recently.
Okay. Can I look on the ground for like pieces of rock that look?
Yeah, I mean,
been
you can see
broken
some
off?
pieces of rock that look like it was broken from it at one point. You can see some chips, maybe where someone had gone at it with the initial hammer from the initial spot where it broke.
Yeah, can I try to pull, maybe like at it just to see if any of the pieces are like loose on it still?
Yeah, there's a piece or two that's loose that comes out like it's been put back together.
Can I? This is kind of a stretch. Can I hear like wind whistling through the rock?
No, you don't. It's sealed.
It's still sealed. It's not shattered and pieced together.
It's been it looks like it's been resealed.
Oh.
Am I prepared to break this thing?
I'm hesitant only because if the seal hasn't been broken and we break it, things could be a lot worse. Or according to legend, but if it's something else and we break it, then we're just unleashing more horror.
Lady, it stands to reason if we could break it, certainly something stronger could break it as well from the inside. And this man is dead, is he not? Superstitious nonsense.
In Christine's voice, they say, "It's just a story."
I think it's already been broken. If there is some kind of tie to the superstition, the curse, then it has already been fulfilled, and whatever is in there is still causing this.
Fine.
I pat you on the back and I start making that chest thumping sound and like chanting as well.
And I fling my maul up.
Great. Give me a strength check.
Ooh.
Nat 20 says 22.
Bad.
20 what? Excuse me?
22.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's right.
You bash the you bash open the
Where's the statue of?
stone. So the statue is sort of more on the side. It's more like a steel,
Yeah, it's just like
or
a slab.
not a steel. It's a big
Okay.
slab. It's like a big.
Oh, so it's
a
like
big
a picture in the rock.
Yeah, it's like a relief.
Yeah,
And the picture is you can see it's of a it looks like a man who sort of has some older Syraxan sort of like headdress on, but sort of modified. It's very old, maybe like from around the time that Pasner would have lived. And you hit it right in the face, right at the weak point where it was already broken once before. It breaks off and it crumbles down to pieces. The inside of the... everyone make a perception check. The inside is very dark.
14. So I have to ask, like, does it look like, okay, because I can't visualize it. Is it
Yeah.
was it splintered but didn't break, or was it like someone broke it like we did and then pieced it back
Like,
together?
It's
with,
like someone
shellac?
broke it like you did,
And then
it
glued
was
it back together.
Okay, with
back
like shellac
together.
and stuff. Okay,
not like shellac, more like
just like
Yeah,
But-
probably
Oh.
mended,
Yeah.
but I
It's
wouldn't know that.
Someone, like-
poorly mended.
Bippity boppity boo, and it just like reassembled.
Okay. All right, I feel better now.
What's
okay.
everyone's check?
16.
15.
14.
Everyone but Christine,
Yay.
you all smell. You smell some ozone rush out as it opens up, and it just dithers down into darkness. You shine the lantern down there.
You know what though? SA6 gonna mention it though. He grimaces and says, "Burnt air," and pushes the lantern in through.
Can I discern what that is? What he means by that?
Yeah, because you wouldn't necessarily know the smell of ozone. You would probably call it something similar.
Okay. So, from what I remember, that's something to do with different planes of existence.
The inside of the mausoleum isn't super large. You can see that there's a coffin, a stone coffin, which is untouched. It sits in the middle. Everything's covered in a thick layer of much of it is covered in a thick layer of dust. You can see that the walls are covered in sort of gold, jewels, other kinds of gems that look like they are the treasures that Pasner was buried with. Give me an investigation check.
As we walk in, I see the jewels. I'm like, Caw, don't touch anything.
I'm like, rah, rah.
Look with your eyes, not with your hands.
I just kind of like, 25.
There's some rubies that catch your eye, and as you look at them, you notice that they have been touched recently. It looks like they have been removed and replaced. So they're not covered in dust like everything else is. Like someone pried it out and then has since placed it back.
Okay, I approach them like I'm gonna try to pocket them or something, but then I notice that, and yeah.
Okay.
I bring it to Christine's attention.
Okay. And I see that they've been moved and replaced.
Once it's pointed out, yes.
Okay. Are they just on the
anything you guys want to look at in particular?
Are they on
Coffin.
the floor?
Yeah. What?
I was gonna say, are they on the floor? Or are they in like
They're like
little
embedded
seat?
in the walls. I'm sorry, they're like
Okay.
sort of embedded in the walls in like these beautiful gold arches that are kind of coming up and moving all along the inside.
And I point to like other jewels and how they're like dusty, and then I point to this one, and it's like
It looks like a lot of, as you start to look at more of the jewels, it looks like a lot of them have been removed and replaced.
Around this arch, or just in general?
Just in general around the whole place. It also looks like, now that you guys are starting to look around the room, that there are a lot of footprints in here of maybe people who have moved around on the inside, scattering the dust everywhere, popping off jewels and then leaving.
What's with this coffin?
It's a black. It's not black. It's a gray stone sarcophagus. It's very heavy. The lid would be very difficult to move.
Has it been?
Give me investigate.
10.
It looks like some scraping. It looks like it has been, although how recently it's hard to say.
is the top of the sarcophagus, is it like carved to like look like?
No,
or
it's
is it just
pretty
plain?
simple.
Okay.
Cesar shines the lantern across the walls. Can you describe the artwork underneath that?
Sure. It looks like it was maybe commissioned by Pasner before his death. It shows him lording over tons of sort of undead peoples that are just sort of like standing there lifelessly. The first one is sort of like him standing over his flock. Another one is him holding an hourglass and sort of like holding his hand out as if to stop the pass of time. And then the third one is an image of the skull, like a skull above the strip, sort of as if to say like a skull is ruling over the whole strip, the whole world.
Are any of the jewels are they like in like any special places among this artwork, or?
They sort of all are. Many of them are like in eyes, or
Okay.
are in different things. They all kind of, but none that like look like particularly of special significance.
Assassin walks up closer to the second glyph, I guess, with the hourglass in his hand, and motions to Christine. Lady, what do you make of this? Does the story tell anything regarding time?
Can I make a history check or have no idea?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and make another history check.
3.
Nope.
No, sorry, 5.
Nope.
I have no idea. If I were to guess, it would be something. I don't know. Maybe stopping time. I don't know. From what you described with the burnt hair, I don't know. Maybe plane shifting of some sort. Maybe, but I haven't got a clue.
If only Belle was here.
I know.
Do the footprints on the ground? Are they just kind of generally all over the place, or are they like in any particular spots?
It looks as you trace several of them, and it looks like someone has walked around the room. Maybe 2 or 3 people have walked around the room, stopped at each of the places where the gems had been popped off, and then they left.
Well, from what I can figure out, my guess is that there were grave robbers who came and took some of the gems and then returned them.
So they're like empty spaces where gems would be right now. The gems
they're
are actually
No empty spaces.
I mean, why else would some be disturbed and then put back?
I walk up to him and I try to pull a gem out.
You'd have to use like a thieves tool or something to pry it off. It's on there pretty well.
I pull out like a...
You pull it off and you have it. It's a beautiful garnet.
Why would they put the stones back?
Maybe because this happened. I kind of point back down the hallway to outside. With all the creepy fog and the...
Maybe, but why not just run?
Maybe something followed them? Maybe Pasner? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a magical expert.
Asasis going to walk back to the entrance.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to put the gem back.
It pops
Just
right
pop
on
it.
in.
Okay.
Well, it looks like there's nothing else here. The town is empty. Perhaps we should just let the wagons cross.
As you exit, the fog starts to break up, and some beams of sunlight sort of shoot through, sort of lighting you guys up. And after maybe a few more minutes, the fog starts to clear. You can hear the sound of the ocean now, as it's no longer being muted by the fog.
I'm going to put my sword away, and I'm going to start placing the stones back in front of the tomb.
Okay. They're no longer gonna stay, but you pile them up.
Right.
You pile them up, and it maybe goes about 3/4 of the way up to the top.
Great, and then I'm gonna head back down and I guess open the gates. There's really nowhere else left to explore.
Anything else anyone needs
There's still
to do?
like no people around though.
There's
Like,
no
Correct.
one.
No one.
As soon as I can, I'm gonna get Vel or his new shadow down here and figure out what happened.
Perhaps when people start to walk around again, they might find something that we can't, just the 4 of us.
It's true. All right. I open the gates and I kind of have us stationed along the main road so people can go through.
You spend the rest of the afternoon. The fog departs, and it's a much lovelier day. Again, no one comes out of the woodwork from the town, but people start moving up and down the road, and it seems that at least more or less some people are now moving about. There's a few minor problems with people like picking up all the coins from the market square, but there's a few scuffles. But other than that, nothing big. Traffic's moving once again, and although the town doesn't return to normal, it's still quiet. It's no longer eerily quiet, and you can Gogana. You hear some birds chirping and some other light animals. The scurry of a few mice and stuff, as it seems stuff is starting to return to the area from the hills. You will probably send some Merrington Rangers to come and take your job of watching people along the road. But
can I also have someone of magical abilities go and like fix the tomb? Because just for Christine's own superstitious reasons to like have it sealed correctly again.
Sure, you can have Vel. You can have Vel go down, and we can talk to him later. So that's it. That's it. Thanks for playing, everyone. Everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Threshold. We'll see you tomorrow for our questions, comments, and concerns. I hope you enjoyed today's episode as much as I did, and we'll see you next week. Check out our Patreon. Check us out on the Twitter, and we'll see you soon.